Melissa Jefferson-Wooden walked into one of the toughest women's 100-meter races of the year, and she beat everyone. Olympic champion Julian Alford was in that race. Sha'Carri Richardson was there too. Alford had not lost one single race all season. Then Melissa blazed to 10.78 and flipped the whole sprint world upside down. This happened on August 23, 2026. The women's 100 meters at the Silesia Diamond League in Warsaw, Poland felt like a championship final, not just a regular meet. Jefferson-Wooden showed up as the reigning world champion. Alford came in as the reigning Olympic champion. Richardson brought her 2023 world title with her. Many women in this race already had huge times in 2026, so the start mattered big time. In a field this stacked, one shaky step and you fall behind fast. Melissa did not let that happen to her. She exploded off the line, built her speed through the middle, and stayed calm even when Alford started chasing her down. And Alford was not slacking either. She ran 10.83, her fastest time of the whole 2026 season. That time wins most big races, but not this one. Melissa had already locked up the better spot. She crossed the line in 10.78, a legal time with a small plus 0.6 win behind her. Richardson crossed third in 10.96. Brianna Lawn matched that same 10.96 for fourth place. Big names filled this field from top to bottom, but Melissa handled the pressure better than anyone else out there. And the 10.78 was not even the biggest story here. Alford walked into Silesia undefeated all year in both the 100 and 200 meters. She had been the most dependable winner in track this whole season. Melissa just ended that streak cold. That is what makes this win so huge. Melissa did not beat some tired champion having an off night. Alford ran her fastest 100 of the entire year and still lost. This race also added a new twist to the rivalry. Alford had beaten Melissa in the 200 meters back in Rome on June 4, 2026. That was Melissa's only loss of the whole season before Silesia. Now, on August 23rd, Melissa fired back in the 100 meters. She handed Alford her very first loss of the year. Both women walked away with something big. Alford proves she is getting faster right when it counts most. But Melissa proved that even Alford's best was still not good enough to beat her that night. Sha'Carri Richardson made this race even scarier. She is the 2023 world champion. She took silver at the 2024 Olympics. She is one of the biggest names in the sport. Richardson had already blazed 10.77 at the US Championships on July 24, 2026. That was faster than Melissa's own season best of 10.78. But Silesia proved something important. The fastest time on paper does not always win the race. Richardson had the better number heading in, but Melissa was the better racer on that night. In a championship or a Diamond League final, old times do not matter. Only who crosses first that day counts. But let's slow down for a second. Do not blow this 10.78 out of proportion. Melissa doesn't even own the fastest 100 in the world this year. Aja Hajran ran 10.63. Richardson ran 10.77. So Melissa's real story is not about owning the world lead. Her story is that she keeps beating stacked fields, race after race. And this has been going on way longer than one lucky night. Jefferson-Wooden went undefeated in the 100 meters through all of 2025. Her last loss at this distance came at the Paris Olympics, where she took bronze. Her 2025 season turned into one of the most dominant sprint runs in years. World Athletics said she owned the 5 fastest women's 100-meter times of that entire season. That means she was not riding one perfect race. She kept smashing the fastest times over and over all year long. It all came together at the World Championships in Tokyo on September 14, 2025. Melissa won the women's 100 in 10.61. That set a championship record and pushed her to 4th on the all-time world list. But how she won mattered just as much as the time itself. Tina Clayton finished 2nd, but Melissa crushed her by 0.15 seconds. World Athletics called it the second biggest winning gap in the history of the women's 100 at Worlds. Just 5 days later, Melissa lined up again for the 200-meter final on September 19, 2025. She ran 21.68 and won again. That made her the first American woman ever to sweep the 100 and 200 double at a World Championships. Then she helped Team USA win gold in the 4x100 relay. She left Tokyo with 3 gold medals. That kind of championship changes everything for an athlete. It is exactly why every race Melissa runs now feels like a big deal. Here is what makes 2026 so wild. She has not needed to repeat that 10.61 to keep winning. This season proves she can win any way the race demands, easy victories or nail-biting finishes. On June 7, 2026, she won Stockholm's Diamond League 100 in 10.84. Then on July 4th at the Prefontaine Classic in Eugene, she ran 10.78 and barely edged out Richardson's 10.79 and Hodges' 10.80. The top 3 were split by just 0.02 of a second. That Eugene race tested her in a whole new way. There was almost nothing separating the leaders at the line, and she still found a way to win it. Then Silesia threw an even bigger test her way, the Olympic champion running her season best. Richardson lined up right there too, more pressure in every single lane. Melissa's 200-meter speed proves he is not a one-trick racer. At the US Championships on July 26, 2026, she won the 200 in 21.69. That is just 1/100th off the personal best that won her the world title in Tokyo. That extra gear matters in the 100 too. Melissa gets out fast, but she also has the power to keep charging through the finish. In Silesia, Alfred started closing the gap, but Melissa never gave her the room to steal the win. The Alfred rivalry just became women's sprinting's biggest storyline. Alfred won Olympic gold in Paris back in 2024, while Melissa settled for bronze. Then at the 2025 World Championships, Melissa flipped the script. She won the 100 in 10.61, while Alfred finished third in 10.84. Now in 2026, the back and forth continues. Alfred beat Melissa in the 200 in Rome on June 4th. Melissa answered right back in Silesia's 100 on August 23rd. Both women have now proven they can beat the other, depending on the race and the distance. That makes their next showdown must-see. Jefferson-Wooden and Alfred are both set to race the women's 100 at Weltklasse Zurich on August 27, 2026. European champion Amy Hunt joins the field too. So does Hodge, the woman who owns the fastest 100 time in the world this season. Zurich will ask one huge question. Can Melissa keep her winning streak alive against Alfred again? Or will the Olympic champion strike back just 4 days after Silesia? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy deep athlete stories like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Athlete Feeds, and we'll see you in the next one.